So the first thing we're going to be using is a bit of latex. I'm going to pour it out on a plate and then use a sponge. You can use any kind of sponge you want. And I'm just going to start dabbling the latex where I want the burn to appear. After that, once it's dried slightly, I'm going to be using translucent powder. And I'm going to brush that all over the latex, and you want to hold your hand as tightly as you can so that the skin stretches slightly. And as you can see, it's already starting to form a wrinkly pattern, but you're going to need to do this several times before it gives the effect of really burnt skin. So apply the latex quite thinly, dabbling it on. And once it's dried a little, apply powder and keep your hand stretched so that the skin is really tight. Don't have it so that the skin's loose. And bit by bit, it should start to build up and start to fold on itself. Once I've created that effect enough, I'm going to be using a pink lipstick. Now you can use professional palettes, but I have mentioned before that you can use lipstick on things like this, so I'm going to demonstrate it. Taking a brush, I'm just going to start blending that colour all over the burnt area. Once I've covered everything with pink, I'm going to go over it again and just run it in one direction so that it catches the ridges of the burns.
This feeling has taken me over, I'm feeling colder on the inside. This is my fix and I'm addicted, yeah, I'm a slave to how it feels.
With the red lipstick, I'm just going to put that over my wrist, and the reason I'm doing that there is because there's going to be a lot of heat coming from my wrist, which is going to make it a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to use it a bit like a palette and put that just around the edges of the burn to make it look a little bit more sore and irritated.
Oh, I'm your slave. Oh, I'm your slave.
With a blending brush and some brown eyeshadow, I'm now going to outline everything. Now the eyeshadow is going to catch on the very edge of the latex, and there's going to be quite a visible difference between where the eyeshadow goes on your real skin and where it goes on your normal skin. Now you tend to not have this problem if you use something, for example, like a lipstick, which has got more of a creamy texture. But we can also use that effect to our advantage. So I'm going to be using some concealer, and I'm going to be going over the edges and outlining it quite roughly. Then afterwards you want to go over with your fingers and blend it out so that it melts into the skin a bit more and so that there isn't such a harsh line.
Come with me, come with me.
Then with a stippling sponge, I'm going to go over it with red to give it that broken vein look. And you just want to keep doing this, mainly around the bottom, but you can go around the whole thing if you want. Just try and be a little bit sparing with it and not go completely overboard with it, because it can wreck the whole effect. I'm going to add the paler skin tones around the bottom of the burn as well. Blend it all together once I'm done.
I don't wanna feel this way again.
And finally I'm going to finish off with a bit of Vaseline all over the burnt area to make it look oozy and irritated. And that's it, you're done.